morning everyone, welcome to Chantilly. My name is Tim Donworth. I'll be hosting you for the week. I started training here last September. It's gone very well since. We have about 30 horses in at the moment, the majority of which are 2-year-olds. We'll introduce you to all the horses and the staff as the week goes on, and I'll show you my 2 yards, one of which is owned by Nicolas Clement and one of which is owned by Pia and Joachim Brandt. And yeah, I'm very excited to have you here with me for the week. We'll show you all the gallops that Chantilly has to offer, and I hope you'll enjoy it. So just a little introduction on me whilst we're waiting for the horses to arrive here in the ring. I'm from County Limerick in Ireland. My parents have a stud farm called Roundhill Stud. And I always wanted to train. I never really wanted to be a breeder, which is why I ended up where I am, I guess. When I graduated from university in Maynooth, I went and worked for William and Maureen Haggis in Newmarket as an assistant. And following that, I did the Godolphin Flying Start for 2 years, where we travelled all around the world. And then once I graduated from the Flying Start, I went and took a role as assistant trainer to Nicolas Clement in Chantilly, where I now train half of my horses in his yard. So yeah, 2 years for Nicolas, which was a great experience in Chantilly. And then following that, I went and worked for Mr. Jean-Claude Rouget between his 2 stables in Pau in the southwest of France and Deauville in Normandy. So I had a great experience with Mr. Rouget. And then when I came to the end of my time with him, I said we're going to bite the bullet and set up training. And yeah, now we're here today, probably 7 months on, and so far so good. Okay everyone, so here we have the yard, one of the yards, where I have this whole line of boxes here, 17 boxes. This is the Clement stable. Got the walker, starting stalls, which is very useful, especially with the 2-year-olds. Usually during evening stables we have horses passing through here before they go for a pick of grass. It's all good schooling. And we've got the 17 boxes here all full. There's 70 boxes in the yard total, and we're very lucky to be here. There's been a lot of good horses trained in these boxes, so hopefully we can continue to do so. Okay, here we have the second yard, where we've got the second half of our horses. This is a beautiful yard where was historically owned by the Wildenstein family. There's been a lot of good horses trained here. And I have this top yard where I've got nearly all my 2-year-old fillies, and there's only about 50 meters between the 2 yards, so the riders can travel over and back with their saddles. It works really well. So this is the 2-year-old filly yard. Everyone's hard at work. Jack's doing the boxes Monday morning. Margot's getting the feed ready. The lads are tacking up fourth lot. So here we have the Perth Gallop, which is where the majority of my work is done. It's a sand gallop, which is about 7 furlongs long. We come here probably 5 days of the week, or 4 days. Sometimes we're on the wood chip on a Wednesday and a Saturday, which I'll show you a little bit later. But this is a very good gallop. It's used by Andre Fab, Freddie Head, Nicolas Clement. Very popular gallop. Sand can be quite deep. It's a tough gallop, but it works really well. And you're enclosed by the forest on both sides, which is quite a beautiful picture, and it's very encouraging for the horses. Okay, so here we have the horses in the ring, which we do every lot, before and after their canter. I'll introduce you to all the horses as the week goes on. This is a second lot, so it's all 2-year-olds. In front I have a Mimas colt, ridden by Pasquale, one of my Italian riders. And second, I have a Bow Creek 2-year-old. Bow Creek was bred by my parents, so I'm really hoping I can make him a winner. Ridden by Noel George, future jumps trainer in Chantilly. And third, I have an Oasis Stream filly, which I really like. And fourth, we have an Acclaim 2-year-old filly. Here we have a US Navy flag 2-year-old filly, a Pedro the Great 2-year-old filly, and last we have a Dream Ahead filly, 2-year-old. So all babies, Monday morning, fresh, full of beans, ready to have their canter. Okay, so here we have our older horses. In front we have Kira with Akamu, who's running on Saturday. Say hi, Kira. Kira, Irish. Alpenbloom, who runs in Lyon, Paris in June with Pasquale. Pasquale, di bonjour là. Italian. Here we have Safety First, who's running in June as well. First run for us, avec Ludovica, Italian as well. Di bonjour, Ludovica. Voilà. After we have Commonol, who's running in June as well. Nice filly with Margot, who's my travelling head girl. So we'll do a video with her on Thursday. She's going to Longchamp with a runner. Tu vas pas dire bonjour, Margot? After that, we have Eugenie with Belport, who's running on Thursday in Longchamp. Eugenie's my head girl. Eugenie! After that, we have Aaron, who's our apprentice, riding Lada from Ireland. And then we have Manon, who's riding Hoodwinker, who won 2 weeks ago with Aaron. She's going to run in 2 weeks' time in Nantes, probably. So that's the team. They're all having a good laugh at me. Hi guys, just here watching the horses cool off after their canter. Just thought I'd do a little video to explain what we're looking for at this stage. These horses have all had their canter now. So now we're just watching them in the ring to make sure no one's tied up. They're all walking well. No coughing. No one overly sweating, stressed. I like to just have them all walking around on a long rein, relaxed. And the rider's all happy with them. You know, this is a good time to chat to each rider. Make sure that they were happy with their horses. And nothing was hanging or making any sort of bad movements. Their action was good. So this is sort of, it seems like there's nothing to do, but this is actually quite an important time every lot, just to be sure that everything's all right. And then when they go back home, the head girl will start her tour at the end of the morning, and she'll check them all again to make sure no one's lost a shoe, make sure their legs are okay, make sure their mouths are all right, nothing's got a sore mouth, sore wither. So this is the sort of everyday check that we do, just to make sure everyone's okay, no one needs to see a vet, no one needs to step back and work. And this lot, everything seems good. Hi everyone, I just wanted to go through a couple of things with you here, a little bit different. Sorry, the camera works very unprofessional, but I just wanted to give you an idea how we do some race planning. Here I have my list of entries. These are the race meetings, these are the horses, and then this is the race condition. So here we have written down to the end of June. But the races are usually planned at least 4 weeks in advance. And then we try and work backwards from there. So here we've got our race program, France Gallo with all the conditions. This is the sort of planning. So for example, on the 25th of July, there's a race meeting in Dieppe, and these are all the different types of races on that day. So, you know, this is already July. I've got a horse circled here with a possible entry to break his maiden there. So we're a long way off, but I find it's always worked really well for me when I plan the races long in advance and work backwards. So then this is used to try and find the race best suited to the horse. Then we write the date here, And then this is our workbook, our work journal for every day. So every single horse in the yard is in here from the day he's arrived to the day he leaves. And then what will happen is, if I find a race that I think will work for him, the race date will be written here, Longchamp, 1,300 meters on the 26th. It'll be written as soon as we know the date, and then we'll work backwards from that. So, you know, normally he'll have his last gallop 5 days out, gallop before that, and, you know, then we'll write who the horse galloped to it, what trip it galloped over. And that way we have a little record. We've had planned on how to get there, a system that we think we know that works. And, you know, then we'll also write in there weights before and after each gallop. So that's written a bit in our own language. Probably looks a bit Chinese, but just thought it'd be interesting for you to think how and when we start planning each horse's race. Hi you guys, another selfie video in the rain here during evening stables, but just to respond to a couple of the questions that people had sent in. What did we have? Are there any hills in Chantilly was one question. There's a very famous gallop called Les Lions, which is actually 3 kilometers long from start to finish, and you can jump on and off it at different sections, and it finishes up a very steep hill. I don't train there, but it is a very good gallop and has been very successful, especially with a lot of jumpers. And other question, are the horses frightened of wild boars? Yes, and also deer. Just last week we had a loose horse because a wild deer galloped right out in front of it and rider came off. So that can happen in the forest. And other questions, do we have a swimming pool or a treadmill? We don't have either. I'd love to have a pool. I think it'd be brilliant, especially in the summer. But I'm afraid we're old-fashioned, just the gallops. But it works just as good, I think. Oh, good. Okay. Good morning, everyone. So I thought we'd get Marin, who's in charge of the Chantilly Training Centre, in just to give a couple of words for everyone. Maybe just tell everyone, Marin, how many tracks there are in Chantilly, how many trainers, how many horses, a little bit like that.
Okay, thank you, Tim. So in Chantilly, it's a very, very big training facilities where we have plenty of tracks, all-weather tracks, wood chip tracks, turf track, obviously, and sand tracks everywhere. We have about 2,300 horses in training every day, and 110 different trainers.
Okay, and there's a lot of international trainers now.
Yeah, we had a lot of international trainers, and now more and more. We have 2 Japanese, Germans, Irish, English, and Belgium, Spain, from Spain too. So it's a very international training facilities.
Would you prefer the Irish?
Obviously, maybe the French.
And there you go. So Moran is in charge of the day-to-day running. So anytime we have a problem or an issue, Moran is going to organise that. And I must say, I couldn't be happier anyway. So I just thought it'd be interesting for everyone to see who runs the place and how many trainers we have and all that kind of thing. So there you go. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you a little video. Here we have Francois. Francois is Nicolas Clement's head lad, and he also works for me for sort of 2 hours a day. So we share him. He's worked for Francois Bouton for about 20 years and Nicolas for about 20 as well. So a man with a lot of experience. So this is every day, all of the horses. He comes in, checks their mouths, checks their legs, puts on any bandages needs to put on, and continues. He's got his little chariot here of all sorts of creams and ointments, anything that would be necessary. So he'll continue on like that throughout the morning, and make sure all the horses are perfect. And then Eugenie, my other head girl, will give him a hand as well. And then here, just for example, show you how we work. We've got a date here on the door. Every horse that has a race coming up has the date on the door. This gives all the information needed to the farrier, the vet, all the staff, to make sure every horse is correct for the day and doesn't receive any treatments that would be positive before their race. So we try to be as organised as we can. We also have Simba here. He's my professional assistant, and he gives us a bit of a hard time with the bandages, but he's a pleasure to have around. There you go.